This episode is sponsored by Kelley King Coaching Services, an identity centered and results driven executive coaching business that helps professionals sharpen their leadership skills so they can embrace the next level of their career journey. If you're a leader who needs clarity and confidence on how to thrive in your current or future leadership role, let's chat. Visit kelleykingcoaching.com. That's KELLEY, kingcoaching.com to schedule a free 30-minute coaching session and also learn about the services we offer so we can get you up and going on that career journey that you are desiring to be on.
Yeah, we in the building. 4 times dope. Yeah, we know to get it live, man. 4 times dope. New level, keep it high, yeah. 4 times dope. Mic check, now we on it, we live.
Their SWAC celebration was a little bit tainted. I can talk more about it, but I'll go ahead and want them to win so they could at least get another great celebration. So
he gonna leave that too.
Kelley,
He
you know
gonna run
what?
up out of
I
there
had
just like
some
he ran
stuff
up
for
out
you,
of
Kelley. I ain't giving it to you now.
I'm just trying to figure out how you. I mean, I know your school is in the SWAC and all, but you married to somebody who in the media. You didn't even fake like you was gonna be down the middle. You just like, no, I'm SWAC.
Absolutely not.
I mean, it took me a few years to even know what MEAC was. So I'm like,
that's fair because it took me
that's
to
fair.
figure out what was going on over there.
That's fair, and that's fair because that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Y'all serious?
No, I experienced that. That's why, Kwame, I shared that with you.
We won't get into it. Boy, you trust me.
Right.
Experienced that too?
Well, I experienced. I experienced that. Kelley, I kind of shared it with Kelley too. I experienced dating somebody in Louisiana who absolutely knew nothing about North Carolina Central University.
Right.
So what I did was I sent her and her mama some sweatshirts and t-shirts, some North Carolina Central sweatshirts and t-shirts.
Did they wear them?
Yeah, y'all wear this.
Did they wear them?
Yeah, they wear them.
Night shirts.
No, nice sweatshirt. Jamie, you might have made a couple of them.
I know it. I did.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie, you make shirts?
I do every day.
Ask somebody.
Okay. Info.
S2C.com.
Yeah, we make look at that flag back there Kashara got. We made that too.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How you use a Cricut?
No, sweetheart, this is real business. I have a staff. No, this is the real deal.
Sweaters and stuff?
We certainly do. We did one for
all
places.
And cardigans?
All of them, yeah. Sincerely. Yeah,
I have a sweater I would like made.
And we ain't making one though, Tish. Come on now. This is can't make you one just for you.
Oh, I forgot when people start getting staff and stuff.
Yes.
They have to make bulk items.
Okay. Yes.
They have to do bulk items.
Yeah.
I'll get one.
Okay, well, I'll give you an idea for a bulk item. I promise you it's going to
minimum on sweaters is 12. That's cheap. That's low. Normally I do 50, but for you, since you Southern, I do
12. Deals being made, huh?
I'll make a deal.
Yeah, because he would not make you one shirt.
I will not make you one. It don't work that way.
If you won't get that treatment, he like, nah, I need more than that. I'm like, damn, all right, Jamie.
Can't do one. I used to do them ones. They used to be terrible as hell, but we up here now. So
I mean, you gotta start out somewhere.
We did. That was years ago.
Started from the bottom, now you're here.
Sincerely.
With a
At 12. At 12, though.
All right, well, yeah.
I'm doing a solid.
We go ahead and
Kelley,
jump
I'm
into it.
Solid. Just 12.
We'll go ahead and jump into it. Welcome, everyone. This is actually the 40th episode of 4 times Dope. And we're on 4-0 now. So, yeah, just definitely have to shout that out. 40 episodes strong. And this episode gonna be a little special. And like it's the whole celebration bowl that's heading up, and we got of course the MEAC versus the SWAC. And I'm looking forward to this upcoming this upcoming game. But the thing is, it's just like we needed somebody for the SWAC to represent. I don't know anybody from Jackson State, so we had to get the runners-ups of the SWAC.
Dion had other things on the schedule.
So hey, we got the next best thing, like the
you got the best thing.
You got
y'all the first losers.
You got
y'all the first losers.
So we welcome Kelley, Teisha, and Tonya. Teisha and Tonya, I'm sorry. And I'm glad here to join us today, whatever and stuff. So hey, this is we're here to kind of trying to get into our culture, HBCUs, and just do our thing. But Jamie, I'm gonna let you kick it off and go ahead and kind of top of the hottest news is going on. That's talking about.
So our lead topic, if you've been under some kind of rock in the HBCU land, we're talking about the one and only primetime coach, Prime Deion Sanders, and what he's doing over at Jackson by up and leaving them, just like a thief in the night. We want to know, what his tenure of coaching at HBCU and thoughts of him leaving Jackson State have. So I'm gonna kick it to a SWAC person first. Tish, you looking real comfortable over there. So could you elaborate on Coach Prime and what his tenure of coaching at HBCU and thoughts of him leaving Jackson State high and dry?
I mean, let that man live his best life.
Talk about it.
That's what he wanted to do. He's been there 2 years. He's not the only coach that's been there for only 2 years. They can't expect him to be there forever. I know he had his 4 or 5 year contract.
I think it was 3.
But
it was 3. It was
3. So he got his opportunity, and opportunity led him to lead. He did what he did while he was there. The only thing is now he's taking everybody else with him. They got to start all over. They got to start all over. The dream maker brought the dream and took it with him. He is leaving one coach. So hopefully that coach can kind of maybe help implement what was left behind.
Again, 5 wins the best.
That coach, he was at Central when we won our championships. So that's
the coach that's left behind.
Right.
TC Taylor.
He came to Central with our coach in 2014 for 3 seasons, and he left.
Yeah.
Jermaine, I'm kicking it to you.
All right. So, you know what? When I think about Prime, I think about when I played at Central with Larry Little, right? Larry Little.
Legendary Larry Little.
Undefeated.
He played. He played on the only NFL team that went undefeated, 72 Dolphins. And I'm gonna say this, right? Larry Little was a coach. The reason why I'm not pissed at Deion, Coach Prime, is because let's get away from football.
Right.
And maybe this is biased. Maybe I'm speaking as an athlete, ex-athlete.
You should speak from your angle.
I'm gonna speak from my angle. Let's get away from football. Listen, Prime has done something that's more valuable than his 3-year contract, a salary, any scholarship. He went down there and he exemplified what a father should be in all those guys' lives. 99% of that team, I guarantee you, come from single parent homes, right? I must say 85 to 90% of the student male body comes from single parent homes. So screw football. This man went down there and transformed the mindset and the hearts and the identity of Black men, if you were an athlete or not. He went down there and he had them men, no cell phones in the locker room. You know how hard that is? Some of my students older than me. I teach master level courses. I challenge them. Leave them cell phones in the car. They can't do it. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, to me, as a Black man, as a Black athlete, I didn't get that from Larry Little. I didn't get a father figure-ish, and I needed that. I mean, I got older brothers, but Deion went down there and became he exemplified in these guys' lives what a father figure feels like, looks like, sounds like. I remember, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get off of it. I remember Travis's first game. right? You guys probably
Right.
saw this. He went up to Dion. Travis was stretching. Dion went up to him and said, "Hey, this is what I need you to do, X, Y, Z." And he just broke down crying. And Dion had to console him on the field, like, "Yo, you all right?" Like, "Yo, coach, I appreciate everything you've done." Had nothing to do with football.
Right.
And the last thing I'm gonna say about this is this. He's taking some folks with him. I read this article where Dion said, "Going to a Power 5 school ain't gonna change my life.
Right.
I'm financially, I'm good. My thing is to change the lives of these coaches and
Right.
these players." So the guys that check this out, the guys that the 10 or 15 players that he's taking, I ain't talking about coaches now. I'm talking about just the players that he's taking with him that are hopping in the portal. These guys ain't getting to no D1 schools. They get a chance to play D1 ball now. They're closer to their dream now, right?
Right.
They're closer to taking care of mama for the rest of her life. So I think people need to detach away from this, because a lot of people, they're rooting for Dion, but they're still kind of jealous of Dion because he's,
course,
you know,
It's Dion.
yes, Dion.
Problem.
But my
It's
point is,
problem.
y'all, we gotta look at the messenger and stop looking at what's distracting us. Yeah, the man's rich, but he lost a toe for the game.
Lost two toes.
Two toes for the
And part of his
game.
leg.
And
Right. So my point is, again, y'all, to me, it has nothing to do with football. This man, when he leaves and them guys at Jackson State, they know what a father figure feels like. So when these guys have kids, at least they experience that. And I guarantee you, they still got access to Dion some form or some fashion.
Oh yeah. He definitely gonna be able to reach out to him and talk to him as they need to.
Absolutely.
Tonya, what are your thoughts on that, Coach Prime? His tenure over at Jackson.
I felt like talking to people in my family, talking to people I know, my brother. I felt like I was in the majority because I was like, I'm okay with him leaving. I feel like he did what he was supposed to do, and he was given a better opportunity to get more exposure, because it's not like he has forgotten Jackson State. He's going to be forever connected to Jackson State. So, because when they talk about him, it's always New Colorado, former Jackson State. So they're always bringing up Jackson State names. So I think anyone in that position, you always going to make moves what's best for you, what's best for the people around you. And I just think that's what he did. He did what was best for him and those he could help and bring up, and as he should. And he did what he was supposed to do in Jackson. He wasn't going to stay there forever. So either like I
been enough.
Yeah, I like what he said. You're either going to get eliminated or elevated, and so he elevated himself before he got eliminated. But he not only elevated himself, he elevated other people too. So.
But Tonya, and the truth be, Tonya, everybody in this podcast right now, we do the exact same thing right now. I know for me, if USC or some school call me and say, "Look, sir, this what we giving you," and it's appealing,
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out.
It's nothing to talk about. It's nothing to discuss. I'm out.
I agree, but I got a little bit of.
Go ahead, Kelley.
I'm on the fence because, like, I'm like, yes, he did a lot while he was there. I definitely don't. I think that, yep, he did what's best for his family. For me, the how is what is having me like, I'm still a little, and when I mean the how, it's just like, he did come in and say he wanted to be, like, God called him to come to Jackson State and to make this impression. And I don't think he was ever clear that he would have dipped out sooner than we thought. We thought he may have been like gone through his contract. I think people, of course, because he's competitive, his talents could be gone to a Power 5 school. I don't think that people anticipated him dipping the way that he did. And I still hold vision to how the SWAC championship was handled, like how kids did not get a chance to kind of celebrate because all of the media and all the things that happened. And so I think that, and I don't know how much of it was in his, like, what was the balance between like him contributing all to how everything played out, like the media and all that, to But I definitely am on the fence of like, yep, absolutely, you do what's best for your family. Because Kwame and I always talk about like, what if Jameson gets a scholarship at a PWI? We're both like gung-ho HBCUs. Like that's a conversation we'll have to have. So you always think about what's best for your family. But I think there is always a how to do it. And he could have exited in the same amount of time, but I think done differently. I think the conversation and people may have respected it a little bit.
But Kelley, let me ask you this too.
How do you think he could have, when you say he could have done it differently, what do you mean? Like, give me an example.
With all the celebrity that surrounds him.
I think he could have been much more clear on his intentions. Like, I think he knew. I think he knew well in advance, especially the success that Jackson State was having. It makes sense to dip out when you are undefeated and you're on a high. And I think it's for him. Now, I know if there was another, another coach that they may have wanted to continue to see that success, but for him, I think he knew. And I think if he would have, in the professional world, we talk about change management, and it's like, okay, how can I play this out where it's still going to have some impact, but how can I lessen the blow? And I don't think that he and his team or whoever really thought that through. So he's holding out, and people are like, oh, is he leaving? No, he not. He gonna stay and blah, blah, blah. And then SWAC championship, this opportunity for these kids to celebrate the moment, it is all clouded by these conversations of him leaving. And then, and the last point I'll make, the last point is I saw his acceptance Colorado head coach position, and I just didn't like the whole feel of that acceptance speech.
No crime.
So that's why.
He says no crime in Colorado.
Right. Underline. I listen. I be listening to what people say. So he was taking stabs. So I say this is my last point, that I think that I can't wait to see if he will make sure his legacy remains at Jackson State beyond. So is he financially going to continue to contribute? Is he going to use his platform to continue to say that HBCUs are valuable? They were valuable before he got there, and they will continue to be valuable. And so as soon as I see that afterwards, I can then agree with those who say Deion did more in the 2 years than any in HBCU.
Well, you noticed
because
during
didn't he donate
conference as well, Colorado said that they would also still reach back and contribute towards Jackson.
Okay.
So it's a wait and see.
Yeah, they did.
Let me pull Kashara in on this. What is your thoughts toward his tenure?
Yeah, I kind of agree with what Tish said and Jermaine said. Actually, first I was on the fence, but the more I thought about it, I was like, you got to do what you got to do what's best for you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, any of us would do that. I know all people say all money ain't good money. To me, I don't feel like it's about the money for Deion. I feel like he's doing what he feels he needs to do for him, whatever his reasons are. I don't think it's about the money, but I do like the fact that what Jermaine said about the father figure aspect. I never thought about that. That part of it, I like the fact that he kind of laid a blueprint for Jackson State. Hopefully they'll continue and follow it. And I do like the fact that, like Kelley just said, I think HBCUs have always been valuable and they will continue to be valuable, but I do feel like he bought a certain spotlight.
The biggest one.
Absolutely. Hell yeah, Jim.
To do that. Yeah.
So I like that aspect of it. So the only thing I don't like, honestly, about the whole situation is that I've seen, I feel like now, like we having a healthy conversation is cool, but I've seen some stuff on social media, and I've seen little sound bites on the news where people are really getting into serious arguments and beefs over this situation. And it's a lot of us, of course. And I feel like here we go again being divisive, and you got the other people looking at us like, here they go again. So it's kind of like one of them things like
niggas.
Yeah, some stuff we need to keep. We can't control it, of course, because it's the media, but it's like this something should be in house. Like this ain't something that
Right.
we should.
But Kasharo,
he's bigger than HBCU culture.
Because Black aggression is $1 billion business.
Yes.
So
it's not billion, Jermaine. It's multi-billion, close to trillion.
Absolutely, Black aggression is superseding
reality shows,
music, movies, Tyler Perry's whole catalog.
Yeah. But I don't want us to I don't want us to. I understand like Dion and the father figure how he played, but there's a lot of coaches that do that have not been able to spotlight it, or it's not seen. And so I think it's, if we can, I think the narrative that he has been the only, where we have local HBCU, community members and coaches that are doing the things that they have with less resources, right? And still making that impact. So I think like, yeah, we give him his props, and like, okay, let's take the shine and spread it to those who have been doing the work and have been giving money.
And Kelley, to that point, that's a really good point. Now, again, maybe I'm biased. Well, I'm not biased. I think here's the thing. There are coaches who are, they may not have a platform as grand or vast as Dion's, right? Who are impactful. My oldest brother, he recently got inducted to Fayetteville State's Football Hall of Fame. He always talks about he always talks about this coach who really, he was an older gentleman, but he was like a grandfather. Anyway, my point is this: when I said that about Dion, this is what I meant, right? Most of these guys who are going to play ball, a lot of these guys are walking on. You probably got a few guys who, more scholarship players, but a lot of these guys are walking on. Anyway, all these guys pretty much come from the same zip code, their zip code is similar, right? So when you get a guy who comes from the NFL, who probably was the best corner that ever played the game, changed the game, and he comes in and he gives you a glimpse at, or he puts you a little closer to something you've been dreaming of. I think I'm not saying it's more impactful, but it is more impactful. And I'm not trying to discredit anybody who's been influential. But what I am saying is, for Dion to come and shine a light on HBCUs, right? Not that anyone else has not, but he didn't have to do that in a fashion that he did. He didn't have to donate a lot of his salary to Jackson State to get things built around campus. And I think even outside of the father figureness, I think, let me say this, y'all. We all knew Dion was going to bounce. It was a ticking time bomb. It was a ticking time bomb. Come on now. You know what I mean? And I think, listen, and a lot of times we don't get the buzz around campus. It was buzzing around campus. Folks kind of knew. Right?
But before I cook, though, Teisha, Tonya, y'all want to jump in again before I start talking? Because I don't know if y'all.
I just wanted to say, I wanted to say that I agree with what Jermaine said and what Kelley, like, I don't even think Jackson State was his first choice. He wanted to go to PWI, but
Florida State.
They weren't, he didn't, he wanted to go to Florida State, but he didn't have the experience. So he went to the HBCU, got that experience. And so I think it was evident that he was not going to stay there a long time, especially once they started getting the publicity and they had the record and he put everything in place.
Right.
And I think also the Colorado AD said they had been talking for about a month. So he knew. And I think we all knew. He knew that he was leaving. And I agree with Kelley. I didn't like that either, the way it took away from that moment for the kids, because it was more about him and what he was doing instead of celebrating those kids. Because even though they did beat Southern in that SWAC championship,
out coached. We had the talent.
We had the But
I agree with Kelley on that too.
It still was they still should have gotten their shine. They should have gotten their glory. They should have gotten their celebration, and it was overshadowed by his departure. Right. So that's all I wanted to add.
I agree with Kelley on that too.
Kwame, allow me to jump in and
go ahead, and I'll jump in after you.
Give it to you. Yeah. So if you think about what his job was, it was to bring Jackson back to prominence. And Jackson hadn't won a SWAC title since 2007. And he did that in 2 seasons. He got them to the championship, and got to do championships in 2 years. I mean, people want to count that third or spring season. I wouldn't, because he didn't have his people.
That's an asterisk.
That's an asterisk, right?
Was that the COVID year?
Yeah, that was the COVID year.
It was the
that's COVID year.
It was that spring season that Alabama A&M won. With Akil Glass was really balling out, the quarterback from Alabama A&M.
Okay.
But if you look at his timeline, he was trying to get his son situated. He wanted to know if he could actually do the job. Assemble the staff. His son could play quarterback, and his other son could play safety. Hell, let's see if it can work. And he figured out it could work. Now I know I have a project here. Let's take it on the road.
And his
I'm not
daughter
going to stay in
played
Jackson,
basketball.
Mississippi. I've been to Jackson, Mississippi. My good friend works there. He runs a stadium. I'm not staying in Jackson, Mississippi. If I'm a fucking resident, I'm trying to get up out of there. He got up out of there. They broke into that man's car at least 4 times. The first year he got there, he begging him to bring his shit back. He's Deion Sanders, y'all. He was also good at baseball. He the only man to hit a home run and catch a touchdown in the same weekend.
Right.
That shit don't happen. That's nobody else. Maybe Brian Jordan. My point is, he's not average. So asking him to stay, that ain't gonna happen, man. You know. So they had a piece of the show. We as Black people have to get over it. It's kind of one of the things where you got to enjoy it. It's like being with the Qs, baby. You're gonna have a good time, but am I gonna stay? I doubt it. I'm gonna get up out of here.
Do you think that if Jackson State would have raised the same amount of money Colorado was offering, he would have stayed? Or
he gotta go. I've been to Jackson, Mississippi this year. That shit is not what you want to be.
Now we're talking about the ambiance. We're talking about the ambiance now.
It's his trajectory. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not willing to stay here. I only got you signed for 3. I did too. What else do you want from me? I did what I said I was going to do. Right. And he gave us coach talk. He talked about God. He got y'all all hyped up on that shit, and he bounced just like any other coach would do.
Right.
But again, that was his goal, and the best thing was for him to go now on a high. If he'd have waited and say next year and not win the championship, his status goes down.
Right.
Also, Tish, his son was getting hit in the head a lot. If you realize that, that offensive line is getting weak. So Central might jump up on him. To be honest with y'all, because our line is pretty good. Our defensive line. Now the boy's getting hit in the head. He's catching all these concussions. I got to get him up out of here. So I'm ready to go now.
Right. Right.
So I'm not staying around Jackson. I've got you 2 championships. I lost one. I lost the national championship. He has a good shot this year against Central. But my point is, I can't stay here. I'm. What did Drake say? I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
He took a bath in the pools somewhere, didn't he?
The water. We forgot about the water. Right. Y'all. There's no good drinking water in Jackson, Mississippi.
Didn't you say there was taking baths in pools or something?
He took a bath in the city, not city pool, but like the hotel's pool.
Right.
With his clothes on. I got to go. I'm better than this.
Yeah.
Some Deion Sanders, huh?
Let's start. I'm a Black man here in Jackson, Mississippi. They are not giving us water, Kwame. It's time to go. Yeah. I'm worth millions of dollars, and I don't have drinking water.
Jackson enjoyed it while it lasts.
Yeah, you had a good time, right? I got you too.
Once you start rebuilding, you know what that means. You're not gonna have these championships for a minute.
The last one they had was in 07. It's 2022 now. They're good. They got 2. And they average one every 10 years.
15 is right.
15 years. Bet. All right, I got 15 more. But you got 2 in a row.
When's the last time Jackson State went undefeated? When Walter Payton was playing?
Never went undefeated. Never went undefeated.
Right. I don't have either, yeah. But yeah, I have mixed feelings about it. Like, let me start off here first. Like, I don't have no issue with him leaving, and I'll tell you the reasons why I don't have issues with leaving. But also, I can understand the some of the backlash. I don't think it's really deserved the way it is, because I think, like Jermaine has said, like, if we got a better opportunity to go somewhere else, I mean, 9 times out of 10 we're gonna take it. So I kind of understand that his reason
10 times out of 10.
Yeah, but his reason to be anything, like it can be even just not even just the money part. And we talk about the money. We talked about possibly actually living in Jackson, Mississippi, in the area itself. I mean, but also could be even the competitive part. Like if he's getting like this, the top recruits, top, and you running through the SWAC, like he's a competitor. Like you said, he's one of the best all-time athletes ever.
Ever.
He's, what I'm saying? He's least, I don't know, top 5, top 3 of all athletes. You know what I'm saying? So he's a competitor, and he's like, if I keep doing this, how long am I going to be here? He might be seeking for a new challenge, starting from the worst team at the Pac-12, and hopefully trying to turn it around to show what you can do.
Pressure. You got
no pressure.
But here's the thing too.
Huh?
Y'all, listen. When did we ever watch a football game just to see a cornerback, just for the corner? It's never happened. You go see the quarterbacks, you go see linebackers, but you don't just go to a game just to see a corner.
Right.
So I think that's like his skill and just who he is as a person, because his personality was a show.
He told his mom at 7 years old she ain't gonna have to work again.
Yeah, but and the other thought that I had too is the fact that I'm thinking of it in a different way. Where if you think of like the NBA draft, you have a top freshman in basketball, and he's killing. His numbers are great. 30 points a game, 15 rebounds. There's no reason for the person to stay at that moment, because the only thing else is it can go down. I mean, you get hurt, you might not perform as well, and now your stock not be high. So I can see like, okay, I'm undefeated this year. Went from he lost one game last year, right?
One game.
They lost to South Carolina State in the Celebration Bowl. They didn't lose none far yet. And now it's like, if he lose even 3 games, that's a step down from what he's doing now.
He got 2 rings out of it though.
And Quan, and also too, what we gotta understand too, those folks at Colorado, when they made that call to Deion, he made it clear, I'm gonna do this my way. I'm gonna bring in my people. I'm gonna bring my son in. He gonna start. My daughter gonna get on that basketball team.
Yep.
My other son gonna be on the other side of the ball. I'm bringing 15 of these Jackson State players with me in this portal. I'm bringing 15 of these coaches with me. I already know what my salary is. Matter of fact, this is what they need. They got families too. Listen, and you know what they said? All right, Deion. And that sealed the deal. You heard what he told them boys in that meeting. Some of y'all might as well hop in the portal right now. Because I'm bringing some luggage, and it's Louis.
And it's Louis. It's Louis.
Yeah, y'all niggas got to go. And exactly what they did. But then I guess some of the, I'm gonna start back. I think the other part I wanted to mention too, as well, is the fact that, like, and Kelley kind of touched on it. I think I turned you around a little bit, Kelley, because before you were just like, I want him to go. But Jameson was good enough to go. I want him to go to an HBCU and go, and play ball and all that. And I was just like, I hear you, but if he's a top player, I mean, regardless of that would be the ideal dream, but you have to get the person or in our case, our son, hypothetically, the best exposure it is. So I can't be mad at him if he end up going to a Duke or Carolina or LSU or whatever big school and everything else, because
duly enrolled.
If that's his aspiration to be a professional athlete, I don't know if his aspiration would be that, but if that's the case, or if it's a systematic change going on by the time he gets older, where you're seeing higher numbers of athletes coming up from HBCUs, going professional, then I wouldn't have a problem with that so much.
Right.
But I leave out to say is the fact that I think that some of the people I think are really upset, and most of the people are upset, of course, are people who attend HBCUs. So I kind of understand what it is. I think because when Deion kind of came and it seemed like he was selling that we're just as good as anybody else. Why can't we build our systems, with HBCUs? And I don't want to lead the way. People kind of held weight to that, you know what I'm saying? And then they seen the first opportunity for him to go, which I don't fault it, but I can understand why somebody would feel kind of like, wait, like this is what you was selling us and how you was doing it. But then this year when it was coming reality, when they asked him those questions about, like, if a Power 5 asked, to hire him, he was kind of being upfront about, like, I'm entertaining it. He just wasn't saying it. So I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it is. I guess the question that I wanted to ask before we kind of like whatever transitions the fact that like being that all this hoopla is going on right now, what's the impact of the game? Because to me, I kind of feel like Central got like we call it a no-win situation because it's almost like, okay, if we win, and now that I don't even know if Deion's coaching. He's coaching the game. I mean, like, what's going on?
He said he's coaching.
So if he's coaching that game,
finishing out.
But is his mind really there? And if we win because that, the first thing they're gonna say, "Oh, y'all won," because he was happy.
I don't give a fuck.
In Colorado
about what they think.
It doesn't matter.
The players
championships.
The players in the transfer portal, they're not going to be able to play to mine.
Yeah, no. So that's what I thought too. Yeah, they
Travis
Hunter, you know what?
has entered the portal, and all those other
not my business.
Portal.
Fuck them niggas, Tom.
That's a them problem. That's a
The
them
Eagles
problem.
gonna go up there. We ain't in nobody's portal.
Well, no, I'm not saying that I care in the sense of what it is, but I'm saying, and then if we win anyway, the point I was about to make is the fact that I think we had a fair shot beating them even before all that. Personally, I'm not saying we won, but I think we could. I think it's gonna be doing that, huh?
Hey man, just bring that trophy to Durham, yo. I mean,
polish my shit up on the plane.
They have redemption from last time from losing, so I think their mind is going to be focused on trying to win this time. They've already said it. We coming back to win.
Yeah,
they took it for granted last time. They allowed the underdogs to take them over. They're not going to do that this year.
We gonna see.
Well, we gonna be ready regardless.
We gonna see the Teisha. We gonna see.
We gonna be ready.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, but being said, since like
celebrating in my Colombian blue and gold.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna get you some Central t-shirts down there to y'all too.
I went on the bed.
Yeah,
I need a nice shirt.
Trying to get Kelley to wear something Central since she coming to the game. You would think she would come and support.
I asked Kelley. Kelley told me.
Hey, Kelley, I'm gonna need you to start wearing your Central stuff too.
Central stuff. No.
That's okay. It's okay because James.
Ask your friend if he go wear a SU hubby shirt. When he wear that SU hubby shirt, I'll rep SU.
I would wear my wife's alma mater apparel.
Well, I already know the answer with Kwame. I already know how
to the Celebration Bowl.
No, it's a period.
To the Celebration Bowl, she should at least do it then, if no other time.
For real though.
I'm okay with her not wearing it because I wouldn't do
it. Look, this is what I could do. I'm gonna have my HBCU made shirt, but I can go ahead and rep that HBCU burgundy and gray and white pom pom for y'all. There you go.
That's
compromise.
Like that's a step, right?
I'm okay with it, Kelley. I'm okay with it because in the day I wouldn't do it the other way around. Like even when I
wouldn't do it the other way around.
To the Bayou Classic, I'm cheering for y'all. Of course, I want y'all to win. Like I'm hanging with y'all, so I'm good. But
with your Central stuff on over there with them, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's what I'm saying. But I've been trained.
I've been doing it.
That I am not wearing other teams, college team, but outside, or school outside Central, and that's how I view it. You know what I mean? So. I don't have an issue with it. Like I can still and I always cheer for y'all when y'all play Grambling. But I guess I'm watching the Bayou, I'm cheering for Southern.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean
it's obvious.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Because
and I met some great people that came out of that school. But I think what I want to kind of try to transition to is the fact that I guess the difference between the conferences and the schools that come out of these conferences between the MEAC, Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, and between the SWAC, Southwest Athletic Conference. And I ain't gonna front though. My feelings be hurt a little bit because every time I go down there, you know how many times I'm like, "Are you in A&T?" I'm like, "No, we didn't go. I didn't go to A&T." You know what I'm saying? Like I hear it all the time. I'm taking it personal now at this point. And I'm like, so. After a while, I mean, they treating us like we St. Paul College or something. I'm like, yo, like, what's going on, man? Like, yo,
St. Paul.
Like, but also I kind of understands the fact that if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I think when I look at, even when I come down to visit, you're talking to your mom, Kelley, or talking to when they talk about sports, the Southern, of course, you know what I'm saying? Everything else. Sometimes you're like, you watch the Southern? I'm like, we can't even get it. So she'd be asking me questions like I live in Baton Rouge, and I'm like, nah, I can't, get it. But so the value class is like one of the biggest things there, whatever. So it's all wrapped around there. But like where we at on the East Coast, whatever and stuff, people know of it, but people don't talk about it the same way. You know what I mean? Like people may hear of it, but it's not like a big deal like it is down there to them. So it's like it's different worlds almost in a sense. And when I go down there, they don't know who we are at all. So it's just like, yo, you know what I mean? So it's just like a big thing. So I guess I don't know. Well, I know Jermaine got a little experience. Like I said, he was going down there. I know Jamie got a little experience as far as going down there. But I want to kind of see what the differences are, or what y'all think the difference between both schools or both area conferences, I guess, as far as like the MEAC and the SWAC. I don't know how familiar people are with both. But
yeah.
You want me?
Jermaine, go ahead, Jermaine.
Oh, my bad, Jamie. You want to?
No, take it away.
Okay. All right. So
I'll kick it to Kelley next.
Okay. So here's me. Okay. So I was frequenting like Louisiana and Southern. Here's my take on it. So, Black folks, right? Black folks in the North, Black folks in the South. It's different cultures, right? The way you cook greens in the North may not be the same as the South. The way you barbecue, turkey barbecue in the North, it may not. My point is, to me, what I was seeing when I was going down there was the difference between football in the North and football in the South. Okay. I experienced like Southern's, like the culture of Louisiana is affixed to college life in Louisiana, where up here, well, in Durham, even though it's considered the South, it's more of a city culture. It's more of a brick and mortar culture where you have the rap music is merged with it. You have it's a fashion show at NCCU. Every day is a fashion show. It's a different mindset. It's rooted in fashion. It's rooted in music culture, and it's rooted in good food and family atmosphere. Where in Southern, what I was seeing was even when I would go to like a Power 5 football game, like football in the South period is a huge deal. You got 6A schools in Texas and 7A schools and it's
7A. Damn.
It's everything. So my point is, the difference is to me was just the culture of Black folks. Black folks are saying to me, it's universal, right? Black folks are universal, but it was more of that. It was more of that bayou culture that was like peppered into everything. Even we went to this I remember we went to this, it was like on the 26th floor, it was this party in this tower down there.
Were you downtown Baton Rouge somewhere?
Yeah, downtown Baton Rouge. I just remember, it was Baton Rouge.
What, the Chase building?
I think so.
Must have been years ago.
Yeah, it was years ago.
Early 2000s, I believe.
that was my first time going down there, and I was talking to people down there. I mean, the accent obviously, but everything was football, SWAC, and food, crawfish, right? And all these things were merged together, and I was digging it. I thought it was pretty cool. Then if you guys came up to NCCU, it would be different, because a lot of our culture, you got folks coming from New York, Maryland, DC,
Philadelphia, Jersey,
Philadelphia, and it's just that sidewalk kind of culture. It's like that city culture, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
to me, that's my experience.
So I'm gonna go female, male like that. So Kelley, I'm gonna give it to you, because you've been out, saying Louisiana all your life. You moved up here. You met me. You've been in some of the things. Like, what's the difference in your opinion that you've seen, being that you from Baton Rouge and been down, like going to to the different schools in SWAC, and then coming here on the East Coast?
Yeah. So like I did not know about NCCU till I met Kwame, and I also was like, yep. A&T, that's when I started learning, like, oh, they had other HBCUs in North Carolina. But I think like What?
So we have a lot actually.
Yeah.
Probably more than y'all.
Elizabeth State College is Elizabeth College.
Elizabeth City.
City. Okay, yeah. But I had the opportunity to Kwame visited our homecoming first, and then after went to y'all's homecoming, and yeah, it is a big difference. I think the largest difference is like the amount of land we have, where it is so much space that like what I didn't see that I missed at NCCU and I wasn't expecting, but like we got RVs everywhere. So you're passing, you're on the yard, and people are like, "Hey, you want this?" You don't even know them, and inviting you to eat. And you know, Tonya could know somebody, and I'm introducing for the first time, and I get a whole plate of food. And I'm sure it's because I was, you know, I was with Kwame during homecoming, but of course, like I didn't. Y'all's RVs were way off, if I can remember, off somewhere off of
they were on the field.
And y'all had like the parking spots and tents and stuff. But I think it's like always this tradition and the culture that each university holds on to. And it's a level of pride and like community that I feel each time, you know, going on campus. And I think we have that uniqueness around food. So we always talking about like, what's the jambalaya? What's the gumbo? What's the fried catfish? And I don't know if y'all have that to hold on to because of the unique culture and, you know, experience down south in the deep south in Louisiana. So like that's the biggest difference. But I mean, I did like y'all's. What do y'all have? The bowl. So everybody, what is it? The bowl.
The bowl.
Yeah, I think that was pretty dope. Where y'all kind of all are hanging out there and music's playing, and you know, I think the same vibe of y'all seeing each other and like, hey, it feels like a reunion. That's the same way it feels like for us homecoming.
What's the bowl? Is that an area or?
Yeah,
it's the area on campus, like a Greek bowl.
All the Greek.
Imagine a literal bowl
crater.
People can stand up at the top of it and go inside of it. So you have people that are on the sides of the bowl around it. So it's like a Greek theater kind of thing.
Oh,
okay. Come up on it, and it's just people at the top, kind of like Wakanda, where they were like all up on that mountain. All those people on that mountain, same with us.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. I like that.
Yeah. So I don't know how to ask this for Tish and Tonya because I don't know you can speak on the SWAC and the culture there because I don't know how much you know about MEAC, but what is it do you think makes that so unique? Because like I said, of course, we got a lot of our listeners probably went to our school as well. So I mean, it's a good learning experience for them, with the ones who don't really know.
Right. Yeah, like me. I have no experience with the SWAC at all. Like I hadn't been down to the area until I went to Kwame and Keller's wedding. So for me, I have no clue about what happened.
So you explain to Kashara, what will you tell him?
This is a learning experience for me.
I mean, and just from what you said, it makes me interested to kind of visit and see what the difference is. I mean, here, again, it's the South, so it's surrounded by nothing but Southern hospitality. So everywhere you go, everybody's pretty much family. Like Kelley said, you can go and meet somebody for the first time, and the next thing you know, they calling you baby, sweetheart, come get you a plate. We got tailgates. My folks' tailgates, they feeding other people's children, children who's from out of state, who hasn't gone home in a while. Come, baby, go get your roommates, go get your friends, come get a whole plate. It's like she said, it's a whole family reunion of people you never met that you just come to know, and you just gather, and it's just full of enjoyment and just a mixture. It's something that you don't forget, and each time is more memorable than the next.
Yeah.
Tonya, what was your thought?
The other two,
go ahead, Kelley. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna name. I forgot. Like, I think the other difference was our fans actually do go to the game too.
Yeah.
So like it's like people are going to the game to see the football game, but most importantly, the human jukebox. So when I remember, going to y'all's homecoming, people stayed chilling in the bowl while the game was going on.
We got a
Y'all
party
make
I
going
mean,
on
you
out
know,
here.
y'all, yeah, I won't talk about y'all stadium, but
So what you
like,
said on the
yeah,
game?
Fuck that
And
game.
I don't know about y'all homecoming. Like our homecoming will start basically like that Monday or Tuesday
Yeah.
and build up all the way through the
yeah,
week
yeah.
So y'all will
and
camp
even
out the
continue
week.
till Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Those RVs out there on that Monday.
Yeah.
They start rolling in mostly Thursday nights, Wednesday, Thursdays. But you have events planned out throughout the whole week, just
We have
leading up to the main event.
And you know
We
what
have
too? Another
events.
difference is
Go ahead.
my bad. I'm back. Go ahead, Krishan.
No, so we have events that lead up to that as well, but not like what you're talking about.
Hey, let me ask you guys something because I'm not sure. Is Southern the only school within a few miles HBCU?
Obviously, New Orleans, right, with Dillard or something like that, right? Or
Yeah, they're right there.
Yeah, Dillard, Xavier, in New Orleans.
Yeah.
so it's like an hour.
Like an
Are they in close
about an hour
proximity?
distance.
It's not like ours though. Like how we got.
See, NCCU, we got schools all over. We're 5 minutes from Duke University, and then we got in Carolina 10, 15 minutes down the road. Then you got Saul St. All AT's 45 minutes. Then you got, my point in saying all that is every HBCU in our area, when it happens, it's like folks migrate from other schools, right? Where you guys, which I like with Southern, you guys kind of on your own island playing man-to-man defense. Like you guys, it's already a family atmosphere in the South, but by you guys being that entity, it makes it even more family oriented. And that's something I do wish that NCCU was able to gravitate to. Because I'm gonna keep, like Jamie said, we don't do the game, the party over here, over here, over here, over here. You know what I'm saying?
And we don't care about the band like that either, like the way they care. They care about their band. It is. They talk about like.
But see, right. But see, that goes back to what I was saying, that brick and mortar atmosphere we got. You know what I'm saying?
Like, he's a drum major. I'm like, oh, okay. In my mind, but I'm like, all right, yeah, all right, it's nice.
Right.
But that's the mentality, like you're saying, like that, because they make even like Kelley Mond be like, yeah, are you going to the battle of the bands and stuff like that? And it'll be like, there's no chance I'll be interested in going in that, but I can appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate it. Like I said, but it's just like I think we kind of conditioned. And I don't know if it changed, maybe it's like error. I don't know what it is, but it's not like as of a big deal. And I also think maybe because with the, like you said, a SWAC, it's more football conference to me. I think MEAC feel more a basketball conference. Like,
talk about it.
Out of the two, I mean, no kinds of basketball state. Tar Heel State, it's nothing but basketball. Even the stuff there. So it's like we get off on the pep band that's in the gym, and that junk be rocking to me, you know what I'm saying, more so than what it is, you know, the close encounter, and we come with these chants and everybody's just dissing the other school and stuff like it's just like that vibe is a little different than the actual football vibe, personally, to me.
And also too, believe it or not, and this may be like minute, but we are conditioned to party. We're groomed to party from day
I came
one.
to town to party.
Yeah, we came to get it in, baby. Yeah, and go to class hungover. Like that was like
facts.
Fuck that game.
Yo, we be in class drunk. Like professors be like, but I know, but to the degree that we did it, like it was almost like the band. We got a band. Oh, for real? Oh, okay. And I played ball, and we never paid attention to the band.
Yeah, you did. Y'all told the band
I
to be
think
quiet.
that conditioning, like that party, is universal. Because I remember when I decided to go to Southern, and I told people, like family members, and they're like, "You going there? That's a party school." Oh no, you're not gonna. You gonna be right back. You're not gonna learn anything. You're gonna be partying all the time. And I know, right? And I just wanted to add, just from my experience, I don't have much experience. I had heard about the MEAC before, but I don't have experience, and I do want to visit so I can experience that. But just going to Southern, like Kelley and T said, it's the family. Like when Tish says that her family has a tailgate, and you can come. Like this past homecoming, I bought my best friend who hadn't been to a HBCU homecoming, and she left. Everything was friend, family, this and that, and so she got that experience because she went to PWI. And so she got that experience and was like, today we were talking, she was like, okay, I'm invited next year, right? And I'm like, of course you are.
Run it back.
Hey, Tonya, Kelley,
Okay.
and T. Let me ask y'all something. Y'all ever went to class drunk before?
You just don't go.
Yeah. I know y'all have. I mean, Kelley, y'all went to class drunk.
I'm sure.
But one thing I want to throw in before we transition, and Sean, you go. One thing I definitely think it was special is
allow me to go too, Kwame.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. It's the value. My bad, Jim. It's that value classic because, like, that's the first time. If I'm being honest, that's the first time I seen a sporting event that with so many Black people of that magnitude before. Like, talking about 66,000 people into a dome. Like, I was like, especially the first time, because I was kind of like, I've never seen it before. I mean, this time, it was still special, but it was like, okay, I seen it the first time. But I think the most I've ever seen like at a Black event, like as far as a college event, might have been like 30,000 or something like that. So I mean, it's a huge difference in regards to that.
It's the second most attended classic. Alabama A&M and Alabama State are number one with the Magic City Classic, but the Bayou Classic is number two consistently.
Yeah, it's dope, and I definitely want y'all to experience it. I definitely want y'all to experience.
Maybe next year we can go, man.
You say, Kashara?
You like it so much. Why you ain't trying to go back next year?
Because I'm trying to give a break. You know how I do. I don't even go homecoming every year, so you know what I'm saying. I gotta miss it though.
Wait, you not coming next year?
Well, I was thinking
Kelley
we all
probably
go.
I was about to say, just because you don't go, don't mean we can't go.
Yeah, we can go.
I mean, hey, next year might be the year we crossing over. So TBE, we go to NCCU homecoming.
Central.
Right.
But Jamie and Kashara, I wish I wanted to add to my bad because I know I cut across her.
I was just gonna add the party part when Tonya was talking about the party school part. I know you were saying like people are like, oh, you going to the party school, but to piggyback what Jermaine was saying, it's still a different vibe with us when it comes to the party thing, because it's kind of like when you get ready for homecoming, it's always the question, what parties you going to, what parties you going to, where you gonna be at. So it's kind of like that's our culture of we want to party. It's part of homecoming. So like you said, we didn't really think about the game. The friendliness part of it, I can honestly say this year, I felt what y'all talking about how y'all do like with the food stuff. I felt it this year because I was all over the place. I was hitting everybody's stuff up, and I got the vibe. It was like welcome. Like you want something, you want something to drink, you want something to eat. I can't speak for what other people was doing, but I know I got that from a lot of different people tailgates that I was hitting up. And I know for the Sigma tailgate, we was definitely doing it. We was like, come, like you want something? Come. We didn't even know you. Like that's how it was. So I think we're getting it. We ain't quite there where y'all at, but I think it's good.
Yeah. So I went on my HBCU journey, and like I said, my friend, he worked at Alabama State. Terrence, he worked at Alabama State. So I went to the Turkey Day Classic on Thursday. Yep. And then we drove down to New Orleans for the Southern Grambling game. And I had sideline seats. So I had the best view, and I got video and stuff. So I will say there is a difference between the two. The SWAC is a football conference. The MEAC is a basketball conference. By and large, we're on Tobacco Road. It's obvious that we don't give a shit about football. We just started liking football in 05 and 06 when we wanted to see CIAA.
We start winning again.
Right before we left to go to the MEAC. We got in the MEAC and we won 3 in a row and went to the Celebration Bowl. We just started giving a shit about football. We don't care. We like basketball. NCCU won a national championship in 1989. And then Duke followed us in 1991, and then Carolina followed them in 93. So we care about basketball, indoor shit.
Y'all won a basketball championship in 89?
89, yeah.
What?
Division II national champions in 89. We won by the largest margin ever, I think 32 points.
Okay.
So The difference is one is indoors, one is outdoors, and one is landlocked and one isn't. The SWAC, by all intents and purposes, each school is pretty much in its own little land.
Right.
It's crazy how much space you have relative to the Mississippi Valley. I mean, I looked at it, I'm like, why is there so much space around here?
Yeah.
Where Central, I mean, you walk 2 miles and you're at another school. You're literally at another school. So we have 10 HBCUs in our state, where Louisiana has 4.
SU, Grambling, Xavier, Dillard.
Right.
Yeah, I think 4. Yeah.
We have 10. And if you want to add in the Native Americans, that's 11, Pembroke. So we're landlocked everywhere we go, and it's more cityfied versus just country. And there is a difference. And going to Lorman, I got my line brother's son is at Prairie View, not Prairie View. What's the other one? Alcorn. That's a fucking, they're 2 hours away from everything.
Yeah.
It goes back to not knowing people in what divisions they are. Because when we played them last summer in Atlanta, I was like, I have no idea who are these people.
They're in the SWAC.
You never heard Alcorn boys?
Right. So they're the biggest fish in the biggest, in the smallest pond, where we're just one of in our particular area. So it's NC State, not Shaw, but NC State, Duke, Carolina, then Central, as far as, and Duke has 32,000 kids. So we got 8,000. I mean, we're just one of in our particular area. So that's a big difference, where Southern is just the only one in Baton Rouge, right? There's no other school in Baton Rouge.
No, we have
LSU.
LSU.
I apologize.
That's the big school. That's their Carolina right there, is LSU.
Right. We got a Carolina, Duke, and NC State, right? In that one area. We'll eat up LSU. So we're just, one of, and as far as party and culture, we decide, we're group oriented over at Central. We like our groups. I'm over here with the Qs. I'm over here with the Deltas. I'm over here with the Sigmas. We're hanging out. I'm over here with the football team. We're hanging out. At A&T, you can go over there and it's like a state fair. You can just fucking get wherever you want to go. But over at Central, where's your clique at? Well, the Q's over here cooking fish and chicken. I'm going to go over there. The Delta's having an anniversary, that kind of thing. We're cliquish over at Central.
We're cliquish. That's true.
Because I pledged 5 different times at my school. I pledged the band. I pledged, I told you the story. I pledged the choir.
Choir?
Phi Beta Lambda. Yes, the damn Worshiping Praises for Praise.
Tell what happened. Tell you got dropped from the choir?
Yes, I got dropped. They didn't invite me to cross that night. They dropped O.P. So I had to go pledge Toss Psi. The WPI dropped me. So we're very cliquish over at Central. So you just can't pop up and just do some shit to some straight. No, we need to know who you are, who knows you, where you going.
Who could
I felt that. I felt a little bit of that. I felt like an outsider. Yeah, I felt like that.
It's a social.
You probably see from me all the time, Kelley. Kelley, but what you gonna speak something about? Like, I don't know them.
I don't know that nigga. I'm not speaking to him.
I don't know them. I'm not talking to
them. And that's, and I think too. I was gonna say that too earlier. I didn't say it, but I think part of it is too at Central. We don't know a lot of folks because there are cliques. Like even now, I went to something recently, this alumni thing, and some folks there I didn't know. I mean, I've seen them, but I don't know them. And I think that's what
you do with his face.
I knew his face.
That's Central shit right there.
I know his face.
Him.
Even at homecoming. But listen,
who's he cool with?
Right. So, but I think because there's so much going on outside of Central's world,
right?
We just the city. It's different going to school in the city opposed to going to school in the country, right?
Right.
It's just so many other distractions, and on top of trying to get up out of there and do all these other things, and you really don't get a chance to unify with a lot of folks because of the city culture. Is what I'm saying.
Sure, you go ahead and lead the joint out, though.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into our dose of dopeness portion of the show, and tonight, our dose of dopeness is gonna go to actually both conferences, the SWAC and the MEAC. But of course, we're gonna put a special highlight on Southern University and most importantly, North Carolina Central University.
Most importantly.
Yeah. But before I do, I
Forget.
wanted to be clear and break it down for the people, who listen who may not know, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna list the schools in each division. So in the MEAC, we have Coppin State, Delaware State, Howard University, Morgan, Norfolk, South Carolina State, and NCCU, North Carolina Central University. In the SWAC, we have Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Alcorn State, forgive me because I didn't know them, University of Arkansas, at Pine Bluff, Grambling State, Jackson, Mississippi Valley State, Prairie View, Southern University, and Texas Southern. Did I forget anybody?
Yes, we just added Bethune and FAMU.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. We took them.
Yeah, we just added Bethune and FAMU to the SWAC.
We took them. Sorry, guys.
Shout out to all those conferences. But some of the highlights we wanted to highlight, what makes Central so dope is, of course, the great people who are attend there and came out of there, because we've produced some great people doing some great things and continue to do great things. We have put out some fashion gurus, actors, actresses, we got music producers, we got tons of entrepreneurs. Like, we have people who just doing a lot of great things. And the list is endless, but my brothers here can, chime in on some of those people if you want. Please.
Sure. We're the people. We're some of them. James.
I clue that's what's that be? 4 times over, of course.
That's right. We got the Mighty Knife Wonder. We got Fonte. We got Big Pooh. We have Andre Leon Talley, rest in peace. We have Ivan Dixon, who's an amazing director. We did not know that, but he was also on Hogan's Heroes.
Ernie Barnes.
Yeah, Ernie Barnes. Of course, he played football, but he was known. That's one of my favorite.
He's known for painting the mural for the Good Times mural.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but I think that that's the vibe of, like you said, of what I feel about what Central was dope. Like, cause we're a liberal arts school, and the feeling that I get from there is almost like, I don't want to say like fame, but it's almost like a performance arts school, even though it's not. I mean, people go for regular course, degrees and stuff like that, but it's just like it felt with arts because there's so much talent there. Like, even people you never hear of as far as singing, acting, artists, anything, you know what I mean? And it kind of rubs off on you. People pay attention to the details and how production's done and everything else. So that's one of the biggest takeaway that I feel to make us unique a little bit, in short. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just glad and grateful, to have my experience there as well. That's all.
And the family aspect too. I feel like, it's dope because I feel like, kind of like what Jermaine was talking about earlier, like that father figure with Dion. I think a lot of people who went there, just based on conversations, got
the family
that family feeling, and a lot of people might didn't necessarily get that at home, but when they came there at Central, they got it. You know what I mean? And
right.
it continues to build and continues to grow.
You get like they're not better than us. That's what you get from there. Like, who you will see, they're not better. Like, it's ingrained in you. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Whoever you want to call it, we better than us. That's how we feel when we leave there. And the professors tell you the day when you walk in there, why you got that Carolina shirt on. Right. You need to take it off.
Take that shit off.
Right. Exactly. I mean, that's how it goes.
Hey, yo, and don't forget your girl that used to play on Living Single, Kim Coles, went to Central too.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, we can kick it to the Southern ladies before we wrap up.
Yeah, tell us what makes Southern so dope.
I mean, aside from our number one human jukebox that we have.
Y'all push the big drum? Is that y'all? Is that Grambling?
Oh no, we don't.
No. You know what I'm talking about? The big ass drum.
We don't.
The wheelbarrow drum.
Yeah, we don't have better black girls, or no, it's just the dancing dolls in the human jukebox.
Okay, so explain to me.
The big
I'm
drum.
sorry, not to cut you off. Explain the human jukebox.
It's like a sound machine.
It's a sound machine.
Yeah, it's like a sound machine.
Oh, that's the name of your.
That's their band.
That's the name of the band.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a
First your band.
And to answer the question, yes, that is Gremlin with the big drum.
wheelbarrow drum.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Like, my nigga, we can hear you if you had 2 of those. You don't need that one on the wheelbarrow. Just make 2.
Okay,
Kelley,
my bad.
I think that like one of the things I feel is like the spirit like lives on. The Southern spirit lives on from the moment you're a student and beyond. Like at the watch party that I was at this past weekend, there was a Jackson State alum, because our alum up here had a party, and he was like, "Man, I wish our alum like just was like this," and he meant like we had a diversity of alums there watching the party, getting together, and we're all the way in DC. Granted, like anytime we want a dose of that Louisiana type feeling, we're gonna come together. But like that was happening in Houston, that was happening in Atlanta.
Right.
So I feel like what makes us so dope is there's this spirit that will continue while you are a student and a beyond. And I'm gonna put the shameless plug in. Alum, make sure you are part of your alumni federation chapter and you give back some kind of way, whether it's $1 or more. But I just feel like it's Southern. We just have this community that will live on beyond the campus life.
That's good. That's dope, Kelley, for real. That's important too.
Yeah, I agree. Even observing it, like they definitely, y'all come together, y'all have a good time. And it's not even just here. I seen it that time I went to Dallas and I went to a game. It happened to be HBCU night, and it was a Southern, like a group of Southern people, like people from Southern. And I was like, they it's like how I see it in DC. And even of course when I go to
the few events I went to that I went to with Kelley, I saw that Kwame and I had a conversation. I saw the same thing. The events in DC, the DC events I went to.
Y'all do have a good time. I must say, you know,
for real.
But y'all do have a good time, Kelley. I will say that.
So we should take this episode on the road to the Classic or Homecoming next year. And
let's do it. Let's do it,
y'all can see, and then vice versa.
See how dope it is. It really is.
I visited
I think
Southern. I think that would be a good idea to take.
I'm down, Tonya. Tonya, I'm down. Let's do it.
I just want to add, for me, what makes Southern so dope is the bonds that I've made, the friends that have become family. Like, I don't think I would have gotten that anywhere else. And that's one thing that makes Southern so dope to me. And that's what I love, because the 2 women that are sitting here with me, like, this is like a lifelong bond. Like, I didn't know them before going to Southern. But I know I'm going to know them until the end. So I think that's what makes it so dope. Just the experience of the people that I've met.
And like Kelley
but yeah, y'all need to come on down to the Bayou Classic.
Southern is here in the South, but we can go up north. We can go to the East.
We will travel.
West, and you'll see another Southern night, and it's just instant, that connection, that love, and just, you know, you good, you're all right, you need anything. Southern hospitality it follows everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Like that.
Because Teisha's the plug boy. She be knowing all the events down there. What's going on? What I mean, like, you can ask her, like, oh, party right here.
She's our event planner.
She is the plug boy.
With the VIP specials.
Oh yeah, VIP.
So when y'all come down there, we're gonna link up. They're gonna set us straight.
Absolutely. That's what's up.
That's the plan.
Do y'all want to go into the what y'all about to say about the band?
Yeah. So yeah, we would like to, if it's okay, to take a moment. We had tragic news around 3 band members who were killed in a car accident, vehicle collision. Their names are Tyron Williams, Dylan Young, and Broderick Moore. And so we just want to take a moment of silence and let all those out there know we're praying alongside with their family, friends, and the Southern University community, and, you know, condolences for their loss.
Okay. Well, thank y'all for that. And we definitely send our condolences to those affected and to your school as well.
Yes.
We want to give a special thank you to Tish and Tonya and Kelley for coming on tonight. This was fun.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. This was dope.
Most definitely, I learned a lot. So again, before we close, we want to send a special shout out to both divisions, the MEAC and the SWAC, but special notice to Southern University.
Okay. Southern University.
And North Carolina. And North Carolina Central University.
I thought you knew, boo.
We get a chance to everything.
Yeah.
That's the Southern University.
Oh yeah, and a line dance. You know, we'll roll out a line dance.
Bust out a line dance in no time.
Yes.
Okay,
we got 50 of them. You say that when we come down there. But anyway, we want to thank y'all again for joining us tonight. We want to thank our listeners for continuing to rock with us. You can follow us on all social media platforms: IG, Facebook, and Twitter at 4 Dope Podcast. You want to send us any information, feedback, you can email us at 4timesdopepodcast@gmail.com. Please don't forget about our merchandise that we have. We actually have a new color for a sweatshirt that's really, really dope. I think the females will really, really like that. So check it out, and please go to www.s2c.
Damn, nigga. No.
S2c.com. I'm sorry.
It's www.
I say this so much. Yes. It's subject to change. Jamie's business. www.s2c.com. But you can find it in our bio as well. But it's all good.
Can you repeat that for the people in the back?
Yes. www.shop.s2c.com.
Is that new sweatshirt color Columbia blue?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
It would sell more. You would sell more if it was.
But
I'm just saying.
I guarantee you will like it.
We buy stuff too. We spend money too. Yeah.
It'll sell in the South.
She brought her hands up high.
It'll sell in the South.
We spend money.
No, it'll sell everywhere.
It will sell everywhere.
But head on over there. Y'all think you'll like it.
See, around here we call it Carolina blue.
But anyway, thank you guys again for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. This was fun.
And until the next time, we are out.